Hey Leo, welcome to Swedish Dharma Tarot. My name's Christina and I'm a Swedish Australian psychic medium, healer and artist living and working here in southern Sweden. Before we look at your cards, I'd like to ask for your help. A fourth child has come through via spirit. It's a little boy again. His name was Brad. He passed over when he was only 14 months old, and that was either in 1968 or else he was born in 1968. He also showed me sailing boats, and then he gave me the name Newport. And I'm thinking, oh, great, Newport, because that's where I've lived. Newport in Australia, Newport in Sydney, near Pittwater, lots of sailing boats. But then I thought, there's a Newport on Rhode Island in America, and there are probably Newports with sailing boats in a lot of places. But when the right person hears this, you'll know who the child is, little Bradley. And if you do, please contact me by email, and I would be so happy to do a proper portrait and send it off together with some messages for his family members. Thank you. Now, I want to tell you that Spirit wants me to start off by taking oracle cards to begin with. So we have this one here in the Angel Tarot by Doreen Virtue. Page in Earth. I will tell you all about it in a second. It's just to show you before we start your reading. Angel card, no, Goddess Guidance Oracle cards, also Doreen Virtue. Yamanya was the goddess that came through. And here we have in the Yogic Path Tarot, we have Santosha. And I forgot to look up the page, but I will do that after. And a card that fell out while I started to pre-shuffle your Goddess Tarot was this one, 9 of Staves, or Rods if you prefer. And it tells me that not time just yet, or else there's a timeout perhaps. But so either you need a timeout, or you're in a timeout, or else it's not just the right time to get going with whatever it is you're going to get going with. Well, let's start looking at your... I'll read you the Page of Earth first, because that's a business card. Gemini had it as well. And they say the Page of Earth is cultivated, dependable, patient, and successful. And good news in economic questions, and a wish to do something more challenging. Perhaps a new area of study. So I think exciting times are on the way here. Spirit, please. What else does Leo need to know? Oh, it sort of came up on its side. The 5 of Cups. When it's upright, there's a lot of sorrow and grief and perhaps no, forget it. I can't get the English word out. So grief and sadness. This way, it's the reverse, of course. It's the ending of a difficult period. So I will put it like that. Perhaps it's that's the way it should be. It should have come up like that, and that's what this card is saying. It's not really time for it to be released yet, but it will be soon, I think, if you're in grief or sorrow or sad about something. And a third card, also in the reverse, the Princess of Staves. So that's a child or a young woman. Could be you, Leo, if it's a young woman in Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. So let's see here now. Shuffle a little bit more. So here we have a dad, I think. I think it's a dad. But it's a Mr. Leo. The tarot decks I use are called the Goddess Tarot, and they're made by an American artist called Chris Walter. And they're magnificent. And the whole major arcana is made up of different goddesses from all over the world and different time periods. So let's see what's happening here. Somehow I feel like we're back in the wedding of the Gemini mother and the daughter, the wedding of the daughter in Earth, the Virgo, Capricorn or Taurus daughter, and the Gemini mother, because it's coming back now that the daughter's coming up near her wedding, and beside the wedding is the Justice card coming up in reverse, which can loosely be translated to guilty conscience, which of course nobody can have in this situation, because there is travel here. There's a lot of people that need to travel to this wedding, and perhaps one of them is the father of the bride, a Mr. Leo. So I think it's actually a question of not being able to make it there when you're supposed to, but you will eventually. And I think this daughter is she's in Earth. We've seen her plenty of times, but I think she might actually be a fire sign, or at least very much like her dad, because here's the daughter again, and here's it's not quite the right time, and the sorrow, and that was undecided, and well, it's all going to be okay. You will meet up. You just won't be able to make it to that wedding, which is very sad. Unbelievably sad. For sure. I don't want to negate that, but getting sick would be worse. Getting sick and dying would be worse. So I'm quite enthralled by the fact that the signs are interacting in my readings. So we've seen that before. It's happened in 3 or 4 readings before, that we look at the one sign and then we see the partner, or in this case we looked at Gemini, now we see the father of the bride. It's all very sad, but dear bride, you're going to have a great wedding. It will be fantastic, and they can be there in spirit, and they can be there on Skype or WhatsApp or whatever. So they can see what's going on and everybody can greet them. And it's a little bit easier these days than it was 20 years ago in a situation like that. And it's all for your health. So, Father, golden opportunity. See, I think this is business all over the place. Yemanya, I think you pronounce that. Important doors are opening for you right now. Walk through them. I was expecting a business reading, but that's not what it was. But I think that's, anyway, Spirit trying to tell the dad that good things are happening anyway. Santosha was the card from the yogic path. We'll see here now. Contentment. You're at a place where you can relax, unwind, and be content with where you are. You've done tremendous work to be at this place. Now is the time to let it sink in and enjoy the fruits of your labor. We often spend our whole lives striving toward the next goal and skipping over accomplishments. We never allow ourselves to experience true santosha. Contentment, that is, for where we are at in this present moment. Take a few moments to close your eyes, place your hands on your heart and breathe. Take in all that's around you, what you've co-created, how far you've come, how blessed you are, the people who love you, that you're safe, loved, and supported by the universe. You will not fall behind by taking a pause and being content with what you have. In fact, this Kapha earthy energy will nourish you throughout all your future endeavors. That's a nice comfort, I think, from spirit when you can't be there in person. And at the same time, you have two cards that give promise of things to come. Thanks for watching, Mr. Leo. Take good care and don't forget to breathe. Bye.